Honestly, like, if you ever want to go in outer spaces, people like loved you. So like, if you ever want to come back, it's every
Aw.
Friday, and like that way more people can hear about it and hopefully come check this out. Because like, I mean, like I was in like the same relationship since I was 17, and then it had a very
Yeah.
steady decline towards the end. But like, what you're
Mm-hmm.
doing is just like monumental, and like all the founders I talked to, they all wait. What's your first name, first of all? So I don't call you Love
It's
Story.
Kimia. Oh, good. Kimia or Kim, if that's easy to remember. Kim.
Kimia. Okay,
Yes.
Kimmy. I love that name. Um,
Aw.
yeah, but a lot of the founders I talk to have a lot of spousal and relationship issues because of how time consuming
Mm.
Web3 can be. So I think this space would benefit so many. We just have to blow you up. That's all.
Oh, I appreciate it. Okay, let's jump right back into it. Okay, we've had so much Twitter drama today. Let's learn some stuff. Okay, so where we left off was we were still on the sleeping question, where they're sleeping at different times. One at 9, one at 12, and we just went through the three answers. So I was saying how changing someone's behavior to sleep at the same time is really hard to do because you're really changing your sleep habits by 3 hours, or even if you compromise by like an hour and a half. So that's definitely a good option, but probably not our first option. So our first option is to find out what is waking her up when he comes to bed later and try and troubleshoot that. So Omid, if you want to be my, we can role play this. So you're going to be the person that sleeps at 9, and I'm going to be the person that sleeps late. And I come in and I'm the one that wakes you up multiple times when you're trying to sleep. So I mean, take off your speaker. Okay, so I'm gonna start the conversation off with, I'm sorry I'm waking you when I come and sleep later. Um, what is it that I do that wakes you up?
Like, babe, you kick me in the bed when you get in, and like that just restarts the entire system. Like I have to get to sleep again,
That's
which can
amazing.
take 30 minutes to an hour.
Oh my gosh, that sounds really terrible. I'm so sorry. I didn't even realize I was kicking you. Is it kicking you immediately when I come into the bed, or is it I fall asleep so quickly that I start kicking you when I fall asleep and you're awake?
On some days it's the first one, on some days it's the second one, and on the rest of the days it's both.
Oh wow, so I have a kicking problem when I sleep. Okay, that's really good to know. So I need to work on at least I can control the ones when I'm awake. So that's what I'm going to tackle first. So let's try that for a week, where I'm going to be so careful not to kick you while I'm awake and see if that improves the situation at all, and then we can figure out how we can work on the ones where I'm, doing it in my sleep. Maybe we can have like a pillow near our legs, but let's just tackle it 1 week at a time. I'll be much more careful with my legs when I come to bed. And yeah, let's try that for a week and come back to it in a week and reflect on if that's working or if we need to come up with something else. How does that sound?
Babe, I appreciate that.
That sounds great. Thank you for letting me know. I can't believe you didn't let me know that I was doing that all of this time. I'm so glad we addressed this. Thanks, Omi. That was amazing. So that's such an important point that we highlighted in a funny way that, you know, being frustrated about being woken up, we have no idea what that means until we talk about it and unpack like what it is that's actually upsetting. And it was like the kicking in this instance. So we don't know what it is till we bring it up. So that's a really good point to highlight what we're trying to teach in that one. Okay, so let's move on to a new Reddit question. Should I take a day off to help my bedridden boyfriend? And the background on this one is my boyfriend lives with his mother. I'm currently sleeping over. All three of us have work in the morning. However, my boyfriend had a spasm in his back. This happens every couple of years and he's completely unable to get out of bed. What do we think? So we got three options. We've got A, Yes, if he appreciates it, try and get the time off. B, no, but buy him snacks on the way back from work, like his favorite snacks. And C, he'll be fine and his mum will take care of him. What are we thinking? You can request to speak. You can do gestures for one gesture for A, two gestures for B, three gestures for C, or type it in the comments and I can look. So take a moment. I'll repeat the question and the answers. So, should I take a day off work to help my bedridden boyfriend? Yes, if he appreciates it, try and take time off work. No, but buy him his favorite snacks on the way back from work. C, he'll be fine on or his mom will take care of him. What are we thinking? Yes, go for it, Mel.
I mean, I would go with A. Like, it depends on your job, of course. Like, if you have a really
Mm-hmm.
strict boss and you don't feel like you can do that, then, your boyfriend should understand you couldn't go. But I think, like, it happens, like, once a year, maybe twice a year. Like, go help the poor guy out. He can't get out of bed. So I vote for A.
Beautiful, beautiful. So we've got an A. Does anyone else want to take another guess at what the answer is? So A is yes, no is buy him snacks, and C, he'll be fine. His mom will take care of him. Okay. All right. So drum roll. The answer is A, yes. And like a big reason for that, and obviously there's so much we don't know. There's, how hard is it to get time off work? Like, have you taken off a lot of time already? Have you just been sick? Like, there's a lot of unknowns. But the reason I did pick A as the correct answer is because he really did mention it happens every couple of years. That's really infrequent, and he literally can't move. So um, that's a really important time to be there for someone when they need it. They'll never forget that. But also, I made sure that the answer was worded yes if he appreciates it. For example, there may be someone out there that doesn't appreciate it and would rather you go to work, like maybe you guys really need money to be able to pay for your child something, and you're really on bad terms with your boss anyway, and this would just cause a lot of drama or something like that. There might be a world where they might not appreciate it. So yes, if he appreciates it, try and get time off work. So um, just be careful with that. It's easy to assume people would love that, but sometimes they don't. So always just clarify that to be sure. Um, so the one liner that I would ask just to protect myself in this situation would be asking my boyfriend, "Would you appreciate it if I stayed home?" And then if he's like, "Yeah, but like I don't want to blah blah blah." If it's yes, you stay home. So definitely ask that just to be sure and make sure we're not making any incorrect assumptions. Okay, so let's go move on to the next one. That one was a bit of a quick one. And at any point, if anyone has any relationship questions, any relationship stories they want to share, this is a safe space to bring it all up. And I'm here just to serve and give as much value as I can. So just request your hand up if you ever want to say anything or ask anything. We're all for it here. Okay, so next question. 24-year-old female, 31-year-old male. So I found my boyfriend's Tinder account opened on Safari. He said he's sorry and he was just bored and wanted to look. And they gave a bit of background context on Reddit, and they said 2 days ago I was eating out with my boyfriend and wanted to show him new shoes on Safari. I wanted to get, and I opened Safari. He agreed for me to use his phone, and the first tab was his Tinder profile, and that's how it came up. So A, he apologized and explained himself. It's okay. B, have him catch you on a Tinder and say, sorry, I was bored, and get back at him. C, understand why he was bored and figure it out from there. What are we thinking, guys? A, B, or C? You can gesture if you want to gesture. You can speak if you want to speak. You can write it in the comments if you want to write it there.
I didn't fully hear the question. So, is this a serious relationship? And then he handed her his phone and he was looking at Tinder? Because if
Yes.
that's the
Yes.
case, for me, that would be C, because I think if you're in a serious relationship, you should absolutely not be on any kind of dating applications or sites or anything of that sort. It creates a lot of trust issues, and and you're wondering, why is he looking at Tinder? It's not like random pictures of girls. Like, these are girls that are single in his area. Like, I just wouldn't be happy at that point. I would be very upset.
Yes, yes. Very natural reaction. I love it. I love it. Does anyone else want to take a stab at responding? So A was he apologized, he explained himself, it's okay. B was do the same thing back to him. So get your own Twitter and he sees it and say, sorry, I was bored. Or C, understand why he was bored and figure it out from there. Omid, what do you think?
See,
C? Nice, nice.
I'm going to be very controversial here. I might not have heard this question correctly, but
Yeah.
my answer that I'm going with is A, on the sole fact of, if I understood that correctly, you
Mm-hmm.
said that she was trying to show him shoes on her safari, and that he was super tired and went into his Tinder profile.
Okay. No, it wasn't exactly that. Sorry, was not speaking into the microphone properly. This is probably better. So it's partially right. He was on Tinder, and the girlfriend caught him because she was going to show him shoes, but she saw that Twitter was open on his phone. So it's there, but kind of there. So yeah. So you think it's A, it's okay because she was trying to be annoying with the shoes. Is that what you're saying?
So she was showing him. Right. So she was trying to show him shoes,
Yeah.
and then she saw he was on his Twitter profile.
On his Tinder, yeah. So it's Tinder. So Tinder is a dating app.
Well, 1 second. So
Yeah.
I hate to interject, but thanks for having me up. Nice to meet
Yes.
you today, love. So it's not
Same.
just a dating site, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tinder, yeah, it's not Twitter. It's Tinder. So Tinder's like,
Mm-hmm.
from what I've heard of it, it's more of like a hookup site, right? So it's not like it's. I think it's worse than if it was a dating site, probably. And yeah, I think the relationship has some issues unless it's some sort of weird open relationship that we don't know about.
Yes, thank you so much for your input and explaining that. Absolutely. So, Tinder is a dating app that's got very strong associations with just having sex with each other. So, absolutely, that's the connotation with Tinder. And I think I might have also misspoken and said Twitter when I was meant to say Tinder. So, that was my bad. So, yes. So, hopefully, that's a bit of a clearer picture of what's going on.
I'm still going with A,
Okay.
on the sole fact that he's only on his profile, right?
Yeah. He's got an account, dude. He's got an account.
Yeah, but she could also have her account, because option B was she makes him jealous by going on
Yeah,
her account.
that's true. But they're in a relationship. So normally, when people are in a relationship, they delete all of their dating apps and they are just exclusive with each other. So that's usually how it goes.
Also, I think option A of him saying I'm sorry, in
Yeah,
conclusion, would be they get rid of all their dating apps and they discuss the problem.
love that. Yes, yes. Okay, so he apologizes, so he knows something's wrong. So that's correct. He did acknowledge something was wrong. He's done the wrong thing. He did explain. But drum roll, let's go. So the answer that I wrote down as the best answer is C. So understanding why he's bored. So he said sorry, which is great. So acknowledge Omid. Saying sorry is great. But he said his reason for doing that was because he's bored. And that's not an acceptable reason. Like, we need to understand what's going on for why he's bored. Is he unhappy with the relationship because he didn't get his way a few times? Is he bottling up things that are frustrating him? He's not mentioning it. Like, did he get with someone he's not physically attracted to? Like, what is going on? Like, that needs to be unpacked. So first we need to understand why he's bored. And then from there, either you need to figure out like this behavior can't continue. So either he's worth it and you guys can work it out and resolve the whole bored thing so he's less bored, but it needs to be very strongly established that it's not okay to have a Tinder profile or for him to be checking it at all while you're in an exclusive relationship. So I would put a strong boundary that if your relationship was to continue with this person, that behavior would not happen again. So you would need to address it directly after you understand why he's bored, so you can have a more accurate idea of what's going on. So great job, guys. Yes to the apology, yes to the figuring it out and going from there. So
Are these real people and real stories, or?
these are real people, real
Oh my
stories.
goodness!
So these are questions on Reddit, and I get them fresh every week. So they're as fresh as just in the last week that people are asking these things. So
Do they follow up like? So what happened was we both found fun in Tinder, and now we have an active, diverse relationship or something.
yeah, there's about like 200, 300 comments to these questions, and sometimes they respond with an update. And it's, a lot of the times with these questions, people are just like, dump him, like, you deserve so much better, they're being so disrespectful. And they really never encourage people talking it out. So sometimes like it doesn't seem great, and that might be something that they end up with. But a lot of the time, we don't have enough context to understand before we say dump him. Like they might have a whole life together and like have kids and like, all this stuff that we don't know what's going on. So it's very easy to jump the gun. That's why we try and unpack them here and look at a lot of different perspectives so we can learn to make good decisions. So my goal here is to make you guys all relationship experts yourselves, so you can be really empowered and make great decisions. So all right, so we'll do okay, so let's go on to the next one. All right, so my wife is draining all my money. So this one is a 20-year-old female and a 22-year-old male. And there's a bit of a backstory to this one that they've provided. So they're like, hello. So, long story short, my wife relies on me for income and it's draining me mentally and my wallet. We decided to uproot from Arizona and move to Pennsylvania only because her sister was there. Then it didn't work out, so we moved to California. In total, I've spent $17,000 moving us and paying both our bills. I was able to find a full-time job immediately. She has $4 to her name and is only working Saturday and Sunday. It makes me really upset because she hasn't contributed at all in 5 months. I now have only $400 in my bank account and still have a lot of bills to pay. I've gotten to the point where I'm unhappy in the relationship. She doesn't do anything all day. She sleeps in until 3 every day, doesn't even leave the house. Thoughts? Okay, so that was recap. It was My Wife is Draining All My Money was the title. And so we've got A, share your feelings. We've got B, leave her, she's not worth it. We've got C, look at all the positives and push through, it will pass. What are we thinking, guys? You guys can request to speak A, B, or C, or like gesture with your reactions 1, 2, or 3 times.
I mean, for me with my kids, I couldn't hear the A, the B, and the C, but I heard the situation.
Yeah.
So if you wouldn't mind just repeating it one more time, they're a little loud right now.
Yeah, of course, of course. So option A, share your feelings. Option B, leave her, she's not worth it. And C, look at all the positives and push through, it will pass.
I think in like a healthier relationship, A should always be the answer because you should be able to share your feelings with your partner. And especially if your partner is causing you stress, you need to be able to express that to them because you guys are supposed to be a team.
Amazing answer. And that pretty much applies to everything. So if you want the cheat code to all the answers, You want something as similar to that as possible. Well done. Well done. Anyone else want to speak? I know the answer's kind of given away now, but if anyone wants to speak.
Sorry, I missed that one. I'm still running around, but good stuff. If I rug here, it was nice to chat for a minute.
Yeah, sure thing. Really happy to have you here. We appreciate it. I know everyone's on the run and busy, so even giving some of your intentional time to work on relationships is so powerful, and hopefully it can make a difference in your life when you really need it. So this one, my wife is draining all my money. And yes, so A, share your feelings. And the thing is, that may be the answer for a lot of these questions, which is very true. But it's how we do it that most people don't know how to do it, or they put it off because it's hard and it's going to be confrontational. And in general, we just like to avoid conflict. So if we know the right answer is sharing our feelings, how do we do it? So I know Omid is on here. Were you able to hear the story, Omid?
Yeah, but I didn't get to provide my answer nor my
Oh,
input.
get in here, get in here. So you can always request to put your hand up, and then I'll know you want to speak, and then I can give you the floor. Go ahead, go ahead.
Alright, my answer is A for one of two reasons.
Yeah.
One, I have gone with A since you've asked questions and I'm bound to be correct at one point. Two,
That's true.
because all of the other options seem quite nonsensical.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the sole fact of he is clearly in a dire situation of going, listen, you're draining my finances and I'm not really gaining anything from this relationship in the first place. As appealing as it would be to do option B, which is like to uh go, that's it, you've wasted enough of my money, enough's enough.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said before, it seems like he has invested a lot, both mentally and physically. So there's obviously some form of infatuation or interaction happening behind
Mm-hmm.
the scenes. And option C is kind of like option B in the case of he already has invested so much in this
Mm-hmm.
that if he chooses to take it, it's kind of a waste.
Yep.
So that's why I'm going with option A.
Amazing. Love how you work through the different answers. Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm glad these things are, the other two options are coming off nonsensical to you, because that shows that, you have pretty good information to be able to make good decisions on this topic. So I'm really happy to hear that. Yes. And a lot of people, it's easy to be like, oh, just be grateful for what you have and it'll pass. And a lot of friends and the information out there can lead you towards just doing that and sucking it up and it'll be okay, and everyone goes through financial low points. So um, yes, but it's not okay to be feeling like this and not address it. Just like Mel said, just like Omin said, exactly right. So the answer is absolutely A. Share your feelings if you're feeling like your wife is draining all your money. Um, and how you do that is the really difficult part, because maybe a lot of us know that's the answer, but how we do it is really tough, because we are going to have a tough conversation with someone in a time that we're stressed, and there's going to be a temporary moment in there where it's going to be even worse, because you're going to be having a negative conversation until life can get better. So, Omid, if you're down, we can role play this one where I'm going to be the person trying to have this difficult conversation, and you're going to be the person that's moved us to Pennsylvania because of your sister, and then wanted to move to California. And I've paid all the bills and $17,000 on all of this moving. And I'm now unhappy in the relationship. I'm going to talk to you about it. Are you ready to be the other person?
All right,
All
let's do it.
right. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Um, okay. So Hey, I really need to talk to you about something that I'm feeling really overwhelmed about. When is now a good time to speak to you?
I'm in the middle of my nap. It's 12 and I sleep till 3, okay? Can I just wait so I can finish my nap?
Okay, I can see this is not the best time to bring this up. Okay, can we talk about it maybe at 5 after you've woken up at 3 after you've had some food? It's something that's really important to me. Can we do 5?
I guess.
Okay. All right. I appreciate that because sometimes it's not the best time to bring it up right then and they're not ready to hear it. So, or like, they're going to be really grouchy. So, finding a good time is important. Let's fast forward to 5 p.m. Okay, or 5 a.m. I don't know when you were thinking. So it's 5. So can I share what I was going to say?
I guess if you need to.
Yep. So I really need to. It's actually been bottling up for a while. So I'm feeling really overwhelmed financially. And it makes me really sad that I've spent $17,000 moving us and paying for all of these bills because you wanted to move twice. And I've really gotten to the point when I'm unhappy in this relationship and I feel alone. Like, I really need you to hug me right now and tell me everything's going to be okay, and try and work this out with me so we can figure out as a team.
You knew what you signed up for when you moved me to Pennsylvania to live with my sister.
That's true. I was trying to be nice and take you where you wanted to go with your sister, and then you saw that wasn't working out and you wanted to move to California, so I made your dreams come true, and now I'm just really financially struggling and I just really need a hug right now.
Hug.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate the hug. I needed that. Um, Thank you. I might cry because it's probably built up so long that, it must feel really nice to get a hug right now. Um, can you tell me everything's going to be okay?
I guess everything will be okay. You can always get another job.
Okay. Thanks for saying that. I know this is like really heavy and I just came out at you with all this information and, I know it doesn't feel nice to hear that. But I really need us to work this out as a team. Is that something that you're open to, problem solving with me now or later?
Well, since we're addressing all of this now, I would have wished that you would have spoke to me sooner about the issues,
Yeah.
and if it helps alleviate the weight, of course I'd be happy to help.
Oh, wow. I wish I'd done this sooner. Yeah, I really shouldn't have held this in for so long. You're absolutely right. I was bottling up my frustration, and I just let it build up until the point where, yeah, I got to a point where I was exploding, and yeah, it was even affecting our relationship. I really should be more aware to not let things build up like that. So you're absolutely right. And thank you so much for being open to helping out with this stuff and making me feel like I've got a teammate with me. It means a lot.
In sickness and in health, till death do us part.
Oh, that's really sweet. So obviously things aren't going to wrap up this quickly and this nicely, but this gives you a snapshot of like just a little bit of the structure of how it would things would unfold a little bit. So you want to stay, so it's very easy to get off track and I tried really hard to keep it on track. So he was a bit like, okay, like I'll give you a hug, or like, okay, I'll say everything's going to be okay. And someone might snap at that and be like, no, I want you to mean it. Or and then you can get into a whole nother argument. But if you just, in those moments, if you ask for something like a hug and someone gives you a hug, it's the right thing to do is reinforce that they did what you asked them to do. So if they did hug you, like appreciate it, because they are listening to what you're saying, even if they're kind of a bit grumpy about it. So yeah, so we'll practice this. It's not going to come immediately, and even in the best of relationships, arguments are not smooth, but talking about them, like Omid made a really great point to talk about mentioning, like, hey, you let this build up for this long, and kept it in and didn't share it. So absolutely, it was my responsibility to know that my frustrations were building up for this long, that I was feeling like she was draining my money for, I don't know, they moved to 2 states. So that sounds like it's more than a year long of frustration that was built up. So a really great point to take away from this one. Okay, let's do one more. We've had a long day. We've had a lot of Twitter drama. Let's do one more. Okay, so this is a 22-year-old female and a 26-year-old female as well. So they're both women and they're in a relationship together. And why is my girlfriend not supporting me joining a weight loss group? So that's the question. There's a lot of actually backstory to this. I might read you the backstory just so you can get an idea of what's going on. Okay, so why is my girlfriend not supportive of me joining a group to lose weight? I really need to lose weight. It's not like I only need to lose a few pounds. It's literally another person. My life took a standstill for a couple of years now, and I've put loads of weight. I feel like this would be the starting point to change my life around. I've always struggled with my weight. Back in 2016, I lost a ton of weight, but unfortunately, I stopped doing the weight loss group, and over the years, I've put every pound back on and more. It's honestly getting out of control, and I really need to get back to where I was then. I told her I wanted to rejoin this group. It's Slimming World, by the way, and she was instantly negative about it. I told her I could walk there for exercise, and it's just a 26-minute walk, and told me in reality you wouldn't even be effed and you would be too sweaty and it would take you way longer than 26 minutes. I told her it would be a challenge for me, and at first I'm not incapable, and I've been on longer walks, and she's kept questioning me why I need to go to a group to do it. I explained that the support really helps and that she was just laughing at me, saying only reason it works is because it's of the fear of them weighing you, not because it's a good diet, and said, you know, my options of Slimming World, bearing in mind she's very overweight too and wants to lose weight also. I just felt like she was being insensitive and unsupportive. It's annoying because I support her intentions of losing weight by calorie counting. I personally struggle that way, but everyone loses weight differently. I just feel really irritated that she just will think I'll fail. Like she doesn't believe I can do it. I don't know how to resolve this if that's how she feels. And then the summary was, my girlfriend isn't supporting me on the decision of rejoining a group to lose weight. Why is this? And how do I go back to tackling this issue? Because it's hurting me and makes me feel like she doesn't care that I want to better myself. So that one was probably the longest backstory there was. So why is my girlfriend not supporting me joining a weight loss group? And the answers we have here are A, B, and C. So A, set your boundary that this is unacceptable. B, leave her. Spouses are meant to support your dreams. C, go with her support and go without her support and prove her wrong. What are we thinking? A, B, or C? You can speak. You can make reactions. 1 reaction for A, 2 reactions for B, 3 reactions for C. And I can also repeat the answers if you want.
I'm going to say A, but the answer is B.
Ooh, okay. So you think it's A, set your boundary that this is unacceptable. And you said, but you think it's B, leave her leave her spouses are meant to be support your dreams. Okay. All right. Anyone else want to weigh in on this one? We haven't tackled a weight loss before, so this is a new area that we're tackling. So they're both overweight, and it's a real struggle, and he wants support with trying to take on this big challenge again.
For me, I couldn't really hear A, but part of my answer I think would be C, because I would want that support. But if my hold on, baby, mommy's talking. I would want the support, but if I wasn't getting it from my spouse, I wouldn't let that stop me from my goals or something I truly wanted to do for myself. But I would definitely express how I feel to them and be like, we could be doing this together. And if you don't want to do it, totally understandable. But, I would really appreciate your support instead of telling me I'm going to be too sweaty or too tired to walk there. Like I'd rather you cheer me on. So that'd be my answer.
100%. Thank you so much for sharing. Yes. Yes. So that actually, and that's kind of what Omid was saying as well. So he was touching on A and B. So A was set your boundary that this is unacceptable, and B was leave her spouses are meant to support your dreams. And C was go without her support and prove her wrong. So the answer for this one was set your boundary that this is unacceptable. And that actually leads to point B, but we would start with the answer A as being the right answer first, the best answer. So, she laughed at him, she made fun of him not being able to walk there or that it wouldn't work or there's other ways to lose weight. Maybe she's secretly worried about financial issues, like they can't afford him to go back to this group if he's just going to quit. Maybe they have a $5,000 sign up fee that we don't know about. So there might be elements of this that are not on the page. So we'll acknowledge that maybe there's some things we don't know. But he's really dismissing something that's really core. Sorry, I think they were both female. So she's really dismissing something that's core to her wife. No, girlfriend. Let me just double check. Girlfriend. So dismissing something that's really important to her girlfriend, which is not okay. So this is a point where it's absolutely okay to set your boundary that you're not okay with someone treating you like that, and that it's unacceptable, and that they shouldn't do it again, or they're being really disrespectful towards you. And really sit down, have that conversation. And if they're repeatedly doing it, then you need to think about if you're with the right person. So you need to be really direct that this is unacceptable behavior in a relationship because you feel really disrespected. And if they care about you, they really need to stop doing that and be able to show that they care about your feelings. It's not okay to keep making you feel like this. So definitely start with A, set your boundary that it's unacceptable. And if they really are repeatedly always making fun of you, yeah, maybe it's time to think about if you should leave, if they're right for you or not. And you have to take everything into consideration, but maybe it's important to at that stage if they're constantly dismissing it. So yes, so great job, guys. It's A, so set your boundaries that it's unacceptable. And again, that's going to be a hard conversation. So how do you do that? How do you bring something like this up? And actually, in the Reddit questions, in the responses, a lot of people that maybe were familiar with this struggle of weight loss and being really overweight, they were saying this is actually a common feeling that people have when they're really overweight, when both of them are really overweight. Maybe one partner's feeling like, oh, I don't want to be the fat one in the relationship if my partner loses weight. So there's like envy of, oh no, like if they lose more weight than me, then I'm the one that's not okay. So there might be a lot of things going on here that's below the scenes that need to be addressed. But this behavior of shooting people down, especially your partner, not okay, not okay. So Omid, are you down to role play this one with me?
All right.
All right, all right. So I'm going to be the one that wants to go back to this weight loss group, and you're going to be the one that's like dismissing me, and I'm going to try and talk to you about it. Ready?
Yep.
All right. Okay. Hey, when's a good time for me to talk to you about something that's bothering me?
Anytime's a good time.
Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let's do it right now because it's something that's really, upset me that I need to talk about. So, it's really important for me that you're supportive when I want to improve my health. It really hurt me that day when you didn't encourage me to join that weight loss group. I just wanted to better understand why you were not supporting me in the way I appreciated. Was it a money thing that you were concerned about, or were you concerned that I would be really let down if it wouldn't work out? I just want to understand kind of where that came from.
There are unfortunately three main points here, honey. The
Okay.
first point is we don't have the finances to do it.
Mhm.
The second point is I'm scared for your health traveling the distance of 27 minutes to walk there, if it
Mhm.
actually is 27 minutes.
Mhm.
And if you sign up and you don't go, that is money that we're not getting back.
Okay. Oh wow, I didn't know like all of this was going on. I really appreciate you letting me know. Wow, so it seems like the financial part is something that's really on your mind, and that you're really worried about finances. I didn't even think of that. Okay, so I guess like we need to financially be able to afford this, if I was to do it, or maybe I need to find another way to do it. But I think either way, like if we do it, I need you to be supportive. And I understand from your end, you need to make sure that, we're also financially going to be okay. If we are going to be financially okay, can you be supportive towards me about, wanting to improve my health with rejoining a group or something else?
I will. I've also been looking at losing weight as well. So if you do it, I'd be happy to join you and support you by joining you as well.
Oh, wow. That's much better than I even expected. I didn't even think that could be possible. Yeah, let's sort out our finances so we can do it together. That would be just the best case scenario. Thank you. I appreciate you. Hug it out.
All right.
All right. All right. So, that could be a version of how it goes down. Um, yeah, just finding out what's the underlying reason for that reaction, and then making it clear I didn't press too hard that it's unacceptable behavior to go again, because it seemed like it was a financial concern and that she would be supportive in the future. If she does it again where she makes me feel really unsupported, like I would call it out then and be like, hey, look, this is the exact same behavior that upset me last time and you just did it again. I really need to put my foot down that, you're crossing the line. This is not okay when you dismiss when I want to improve my health, and highlight it strongly then. Um, and really encourage your partner. See, like if it was really a financial concern, she was making fun of him instead of saying, hey, look, I would love you to be able to go, but I'm worried about finances. That's honestly what she should be able to directly say. So practicing the skill of being direct, that's exactly what it means. So she was really indirect with how she was feeling. So that could be another element, that she needs to work on her behavior to speak directly when something is upsetting her, because she's really hurting her partner by making fun of him and not even addressing the problem that's bothering her. So being direct and standing up for being treated well, and not letting yourself be treated badly. So yeah, thank you for the role play. I have, what is it? I have 2 more, but I think we've had a really long session this week with all the drama of the, Twitter being, like, rugged twice. I really appreciate everyone being here. We have these every week, on Thursdays at 8 p.m. So if you mark that weekly for yourself, we'll go through these and we'll get to a point where you guys all end up being relationship experts, and that's what we're here for. So sending you guys a lot of love, wishing you guys all the love life of your dreams.